Hey everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Godforge Fateless. We're getting our real rewards for our real Godforge accounts, and there's one big thing you should be careful not to do when you start locking in and choosing your weapons and imprints. Okay, so what I'm talking about today is regarding our weapon and imprint choosing versus locking, and a silly mistake that I actually made for a couple of days. So, the idea of locking versus choosing, what's the difference? Let's start there. So, locking is actually a premium perk to lock an item where it will not reset daily. So this is only something you can get with a premium perk. So early on, before you have enough Aether, if you get the weapon you really want, you can choose to lock it in. See, like, I have Forge Fire locked. It's not changing no matter what else rotates daily. So with that in mind, this allows you to prepare for choosing. But once you choose, you've got to make sure you don't make the mistake that I made. So choosing means it sets it in place in this panel here. It means if the event was over, this is what you are taking with you to your real account. When you choose, it takes away your Aether total. Now, not visibly, but let's say if you are setting up here, you already put in your portrait, and you go to like, okay, I need 25,000 Aether. Oh, I have 25,000 Aether. Why can't I choose? It's because it's 25,000 minus the 5,000 for locking in your portrait, which costs. So here you should be able to unchoose and switch out the weapon. I think that's a bug. But either way, it doesn't matter. You guys can get max Aether with a little bit of effort. So the idea is to grind out the max Aether until the event is over, which is planned for January 31st. However, there's potential that it could be extended, but we don't want to say that yet until we know for sure. But it is possible. Simon said it could be extended. Maybe that depends on our early access launch. I guess we'll see. But either way, you can get max Aether with not spending premium as long as you're doing a little bit of extra min-maxing with your quests every day. So that's the big thing right there. Just you have to do a little work to get the stuff. We're providing an opportunity to get free stuff. Doesn't mean we're giving it away to anyone just clicks one button. You have to put in a little bit of work if you really want to get it. And if you spend, the work is just easier, just like in real, normal gacha games. But that's kind of how the choosing works, right? So you need 55,000 total to lock in all three things. And I shouldn't say lock in because that's the other term, but you know what I mean. You choose them, you're taking them with you. So let's circle back to the don't do this. Once you have enough Aether to choose an imprint or a weapon, make sure you're not choosing the same one to be locked in. I actually had done that myself. Pause. So locked in yesterday for me was Pillar of the Sky. Locked in yesterday for me was Excalibur. And which ones do I have here? Excalibur and Pillar of the Sky. No, don't do that. If you choose your favorite, make sure your second favorite, your second choice, is the one you lock in. Let's say you're hunting for something. So let's take Excalibur and Forge Fire. Arguably the two best options overall. The community seems to agree on. So I'm rolling with that as well. Trusting the masses, and also they make sense. They're more versatile. So if I choose Excalibur, I don't want to lock in Excalibur here because then Excalibur is taking up a slot that's going to rotate every day. If, let's say I didn't have Forge Fire, And we want all 3 slots to rotate every single day so that you are refreshing your options to be able to pick the one you really want, right? So let's say right now on my account, we're not worried about what hero I have. We're just looking. And this is one thing I think too. Don't worry about necessarily what your hero is and what is their best weapon that's a legendary and their best imprint that's a legendary. What if the hero's best weapon is actually an epic? Or the imprint is an epic or a rare? You don't necessarily have to pick the weapon and imprint that's for that one character that you're deciding to take with you. Because you could think about the future of your account as a whole, trying to get stuff that's going to be the best for your overall account when you get more heroes summoned. So that's something to keep in mind too. Let's say, you know, you don't necessarily want to just narrow in building out one character is what I really want to say. So let's say, okay, like right now, I'm hoping for Freya, but I really like this imprint Pillar of the Sky. It's the one for shielders. So I might keep it because, you know what, Tianlong, is he going to be hard to get? Maybe. Is this imprint going to be harder to get? Maybe. Or you could look at it like a lot of people want the Morrigan imprint because it's also an eternal character, which you'd think maybe the eternal affinity heroes and their imprints might be harder to get. I don't know. Is that the case? Maybe. We will find out. But that's something to keep in mind as well. But let's say you are Sun Wukong imprint or bust, the one that's amazing on any character. Who doesn't want to be immortal for 2 turns? Let's say you want that imprint no matter what. You're just gung-ho. You should not lock anything in. You should choose, and if you could choose your best thing you have at the moment, like, okay, let's say Pillar of the Sky, I choose, and you want to keep waiting and waiting and waiting for Sun Wukong, make sure you don't also have Pillar of the Sky or whatever you chose locked in. You want all 3 to rotate every day. So I hope that makes sense. I locked in Tempest Winds because this would be very good for Freya in the case of Arena. But I'm not a big PvP person, so I can't decide if this is really what I want to do. If I'm thinking about for Freya, if I pull a Freya... Number 1, I have to pull a Freya, which is small odds to pull the one character you want. But if I pull her, do I want to focus on an imprint that's going to be strong for PvP? Or do I want to get an imprint that's more versatile to put on a weapon that's more versatile for PvE, for PvP, for everything? So that's something I'm trying to decide still. But I have locked in Tempest Winds, and I'm letting these other 2 rotate out in the meantime. So that's my thought process there. But so even though, like, I have Grendel right now, am I going to take Grendel to the end? I don't know. It depends on what else I summon. But at the moment, I'm not worried about what's best for Grendel. I'm worried about what's best for my account in the future of my real account, because these are our real rewards that we really get to keep. So hope this discussion was helpful. I just wanted to make a quick video about this topic. And even if you're not spending, overall, I think there's lots of good points to be had here. So hopefully this helped. But the premium perks allow you to lock in something. So if you are like me and you're not sure if you want to take Excalibur or Forgefire, the lock-in feature allows you to save that one thing on hand as a second choice until the very last moment you have to make a decision. So it's just a quality of life feature for a low cost on top of 40 extra summons every day. To me, it's a no-brainer to spend $10 on something like this to secure this for your real account. Like, think about if the game was really out and you can guarantee a legendary weapon and legendary imprint of your choice, would you spend $10 to do so? Anyone that spends should say yes. Anyone that's free-to-play debating spending should say yes, because it's a hell of a deal just for that alone. Let alone, would you spend $10 a day for 40 summons a day? For a potential to get a legendary hero even? Even if you only get to keep one? Yes. You would still spend $10 for 40 summons a day. You know you would. Kidding, not kidding. Okay, and that was like, oh, I'm so happy with that purchase. I think it was a very smart thing for Fateless to do with this Godforge quest minigame. It's still a not pay to win overall thing. Anyone can grind out the quests if you put in a little work. Anyone can pick all of the items and get all the Aether. they need. And for the hero, you just need to log in for 20 days. So for now, as long as that stays the case, and if it ends, you still have the whole month of January, more than enough days to collect these other stones to be toward saving your hero for real, for real. Alrighty, guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If anybody is still having validation or account issues, be sure to hard refresh your browser. Control-Shift-R, hard refresh, not Alt F5, hard refresh. If you're on your mobile device, close all the tabs completely in your browser, go to the app settings, force stop, then clear your cache, and then reopen and try again. And you can just go to the main Godforge page and hit that login and be good to go. Yeah, it's a hard time because it's the holidays. The team has been working a lot though, but some things might be still a little bit quirky, and it is what it is, but it's still such an amazing opportunity, and I wish you all the best of luck with your weapon and imprint choices. If you're looking for advice, be sure to check out the content creator channels. There's been a lot of great videos going out. I saw Ramsey and Ragewood and Unbound Sage, and many others already putting out videos talking about their advice for things like weapons, imprints, and heroes, so the community is here to help. But alright guys, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, which might relate to some summoning. I'm gonna save up some and you will see what I get.